today I have the pleasure to introduce Lucy Good. While you might know Lucy as Miss Walkabout, a star student, or just a joyful person in general, she is the most humble and servant-hearted person I know, and someone, to me, feels like home. I love you so much, and I cannot wait to hear what you have to say.
In my room, I have a box of saved letters and pictures from friends and family. I was going through it recently, and I found a letter from my grandmother, written to me upon my decision to transfer from GPS to Baylor after 8th grade. My grandmother loved Dove chocolate squares and taped 3 wrappers in that letter. As you might know, Dove chocolate wrappers have little messages on them. Most are pretty cheesy, and these were no different, but one holds a lot of truth. This wrapper featured a quotation by Soteria S. from New Jersey. Be fearlessly authentic. Now, I know that's so not helpful. We're told a lot to be authentic, to avoid putting up masks, to be yourself. But how are we supposed to be ourselves if we don't know what that includes? If we haven't yet figured out the things that bring us the most joy, the things that reveal genuine gratitude for life, the things we're excited to share with the people we love, how can we ever find that unique authenticity? The problem is that discovering these things is sometimes really hard, or at least it's always been hard for me. As someone who appreciates the structure and reliability in routine, rules, and organization, I can wholeheartedly agree with Allie that the open-ended question has always been my biggest monster. Unfortunately, as you get older, adults love to ask these sorts of questions. For example, Lucy, what interests you? What are you passionate about? What was I passionate about? What made me truly happy? What did authenticity look like for me? I had always stuck to what was easy, what was comfortable. For example, I had always played soccer. I love soccer. Why switch it up? I know I'm good at math. I'll keep challenging myself there and avoid the messiness and introspection of reflective writing. So, thinking about trying new things in order to truly answer these questions was unsettling. My insecurities creeped forward, and I would question whether I belonged somewhere I didn't know I could succeed. Jealousy would surface as I perceived natural talent in those around me whom I greatly admired. Fear of failure dissuaded me from taking risks. It was easier to avoid these uncomfortable emotions rather than confront them. I think deciding to transfer schools was the first real time I chose discomfort. And it was because I knew I needed it, not necessarily because I craved it. And it was terrifying. Now, everything was new. Everyone was new. And I spent all of freshman year just trying to find my footing, trying to find what could be easy for me. I didn't learn until the end of that year, however, what I could have been doing to not only find a place, but to start to answer the question of my authenticity. Many of you have heard Walkabout's motto, making students uncomfortable since 1976. It sounds counterintuitive, I know. I mean, my threshold for discomfort was low, so you can imagine I was not thrilled about the idea of going looking for it. But my parents saw I needed a push and encouraged afternoon walkabout during the spring of my freshman year. And I'll forever be thankful for that push. And I will forever be grateful for Walkabout. I couldn't come up here without some sort of plug. Just as they promised, Walkabout pushed me into activities I'd never done before: bouldering, backpacking, paddleboarding. And through these new activities, the support of older students, and of course, the humble example of Sam, Mystery, Madonna, Tim, and Ashley, I've learned the importance of the skills that these activities naturally reveal. I've learned how to problem solve, how to confront failure and seek out help, how to support others, and how to think about the impact I have on my surroundings. So thank you all. Because despite how uncomfortable it is to rappel off a cliff, roll over in a kayak, or even sometimes just go on a trail run, you have shown me the joy in being outside. and I'm growing more confident in searching for that similar joy in new spaces. So I guess Soteria S's concept of fearless authenticity is flawed in the fact that authenticity will always involve fear. It's confrontational in the scariest of ways in that it's revealing of your own heart. It will always be hard to face difficult emotions. It will always be hard to try new things, but I can say confidently that there's value in trying and practicing. Through her little chocolate wrapper, my grandmother started me on that path of trying and practicing. It was her encouragement to take the risk and discover what it means to be Lucy. She wrote at the bottom of the letter, "I ate the chocolate, but saved the wisdom for you. Pass it on." She was one of my biggest role models, and in an attempt to honor her memory, here I am, passing it on. You all found Dove chocolate squares at the end of the rows. They're just intended to be a small treat, but I encourage you to read the wrappers. You might find something you want to pass on as well. If you are going to throw them away, please do so outside of the chapel. But I encourage you all to try, even in little ways, to open yourself to the possibility of new and uncomfortable experiences. Maybe you go on a walkabout trip like I did. I hope you do. But maybe you try something else you've always found intriguing. Or maybe you take a more active role in giving to something that has given so much to you. Or maybe you introduce yourself to someone you've admired or respected from afar. Try it out. You might learn more about yourself than you expected. Thank you.